Hi there, welcome back. Sorry it's been such a long time. Apologise for that. Unfortunately, I ordered all the bits up for the angry units and then went away for a month in Australia. Oh, why wouldn't you? Anyway, back now, trying to get my head around it. So just to show you what we've got, in the end I ordered two of these 750 milliliter tanks. I didn't go for the custom units, which I could have done, which I was thinking about having two 600s, which would have kind of worked. But the trouble with that is they are, it takes time for them to be made, and also they're more expensive. So the difference between buying these two standard ones and some custom units would have been 100 quid, which can't be sneezed at. So that's what we've done. And I'll make it work with these. I've done some calculation and I can make it work. I can get them in there, just in there, and I can get it so the studs don't touch each other. So that should be great, and it'll give me more capacity. I won't use that at all. Probably use 2/3 of that, but that'll be fine as long as I can get them in there. So also, we ended up with the dive unit that controls both units, which is here, which I've already mounted on the plate, as you can see. That's all kind of ready to go, and a little pressure gauge there, so it blows the tanks if it goes below 6 feet. I've never really used them very much, but if you can put them in there, you know, well, it's good. So there we have it all. We've done everything else we need, the motor ends, servos, the lot. So all we've got to do now is assemble it. I've got all the bits and pieces I need, and the best way to do it is to show you what it looks like when I've sort of built it up into the framework. So that'll be the next bit, and then we'll continue on from there. See you in a moment. Right, slight change of clothing. It took me a little while for that break. Okay, it's all in there, so I'll run you through it. Now there is a slight change to my design. Right, I said that I'd be able to get those two 750s in there. Well, after putting it all in there, running the studs up, and it was just a little bit too tight, and I decided, well, okay, we need to change this, so we need to make the cylinders smaller. So I've changed these now and converted them now into 650s, which is giving me a lot more room. Now, how we did that is going to be covered by a separate video, show you how we did that, so we won't talk about that now. So now we have two 650s in here, which is good enough, which has given us a little bit more room to put all the gubbins in, because you just never have enough room. And I'm just going to run through you what happens here, if I can just turn it around. So as we can see, this is what we've done. We've created a cradle for these units to go in there, with some perspex sticks on either end, which it's secured to. And what we've done is we put a little leg on each one of these here and there to hold it up at each end. Fairly sort of simple stuff. Now the difference is with these is they're slightly different height. This one's slightly higher than that one, so those studs actually miss each other in the middle. So there's nothing toward to that. At this end you can see the motor all in there. We've still got to add the control wire, the push rod wires here yet, but that's it. And then at the other end here we have the brain, where all the wiring and everything else goes, and your tank units. Now you'll also notice that there's no pressure unit in here, which unfortunately I decided to remove, because there isn't enough room here. Now I can add it back later on, but at the moment I don't need it. There are other fail safes which will cover for that. So but as you can see here, it's all in there. I can't really go through with you most of that. It's and then my receiver is on the top, well out of the way now, any water or anything like that. So that's where we are at the moment. So I've put it all in, and we've done a test run, and it all lights up, and the pistons all work and everything else, which is great. So we just need to tidy up a few of these wires, and then we'll put it in the tube, and then we can do a pressure test to see what happens. But as I say, one of the biggest problems here is the fact that you just kind of run out of room, and you never seem to have enough space for everything. And as I say, when you've got such a complex wiring diagram for this, and I would advise you that when you install these, Eng will give you a very good wiring diagram, label every one of your cables, you know, and make sure you double check that you've connected them all to the right places, because you kind of don't want it to kind of blow a fuse. I mean, I've got fuses in here down to 5 amps, so that's not so bad, but you don't want any, and if you follow it correctly, then there's not a problem. I've actually soldered these wires on, I haven't put connectors on there, so that's all pretty good. So now it looks kind of smart. So what we got to do now is I'll put this in the tube, and then we can test it up, and then I can fit it into the sub and make sure it's all ready to go. So okay, that's the next one.